Okay, so more stuff on role-playing games from an experienced DM. So this is something I do to help flesh out a campaign world. So sometimes you'll hear from different DMs or different players or whatever that the DM has to have this fully defined world before you can sit down to play. And that is a philosophy that's going to make it so that you're not going to play that often. I mean, if you have to sit down and write a full novel before you can even have one game, you're, I mean, the odds you're going to actually ever play are pretty slim. So if you just want to sit, if you just want to play, if you just want to get your friends together and play, you get the basic rules, you get the basic adventure or whatever, and so you might not know everything about the game world that people are in. Now you could buy one of these books from Wizards of the Coast or what have you, and if somebody has a question about, I don't know, the main export from this particular city, you could thumb through that book and try to find the answer. It's such a poor way of doing things. I mean, if you can find it really quick, or if you know the answer, great, whatever. But it is a game of collaborative storytelling. Not all role playing games are collaborative storytelling, and we've kind of got away from that in some games, mostly because of how Wizards of the Coast has defined their profit model. And they have defined their profit model, and many game companies have done this, by you need to buy a book to tell you the answer to whatever the question is. So you've got to drop, 30, 40, $50 every single time on every single subject so that you can find out what the Thieves Guild is about, or what the druids are about, whatever it is, whatever this part of the world is about. That'll be $50, please. And that's just how they get money from you. But you don't need their answer to answer player questions. You guys at the table, at your own table, can create your own answers. So, for example, if somebody in my game should ask me what's the main export of the city of whatever city they happen to be in, and I don't know, I could make something up, but I think a far better answer is to have that player roll something. Um, I don't know. I'm not sure what they would roll in this case. History, maybe, but whatever. Some kind of intelligence check, right? Uh, and if they get the roll correct, if they pass the roll, then I would say, I don't. Well, you're the expert. You're the one who knows this because you've passed your history check. So why don't you tell the table what the main export of this city is? And then the player can, as his character, say, well, the main export of this town is wheat or something, or whatever it is he decides he wants it to be. And what that does is it takes the pressure off of me to come up with all the answers, and it gives that player a chance to help create that world. Um, and I don't see any problem with this, and it might be something that is in conflict with one of these expensive books that I'm talking about, but who cares? Don't buy those books. Don't give a bunch of money to Wizards of the Coast and to Hasbro. They're terrible companies. So just play your basic rules, come up with a world that you want to play with you and your players, and let them create the setting and the world that they like, because they're going to be living in it. So, anyways, that's just a quick video, and I think a good tip. By the way, this is how a lot of Apocalypse World games work. Big fan of the Apocalypse World. If you ever get a chance to try Apocalypse World games, I recommend it. Anyways, that's my video. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye.